St. Thomas is now in the international spotlight. The story has received significant publicity in Canada, where the couple resided for 50 years. The couple's daughter said the family is reeling from shock after they learned of a gruesome killing. Meanwhile, Member of Parliament for St. Thomas Eastern, Dr. Fenton Ferguson, visited the community today where the incident happened. TVJ's Shamela Mitchell reports.
The daughter of the elderly Jamaican-Canadian couple found murdered at their home in Retreat, St. Thomas, says she cannot come to terms with her parents' lives being snuffed out. The bodies of 81-year-old Melbourne Flake and his wife Etta were found on Monday. The bodies, which had signs of trauma, were found in 2 rooms. There were no signs of forced entry.
These things shouldn't happen to human beings. And my parents were human beings that deserved to live out their last days in peace. And somebody out there, for whatever reason, decided to take that away from them, and they need to be brought to justice.
Back home 3 days after the incident, the yellow tape is still at the family's home. The incident has brought into sharp focus the safety and security of the residents in the neighborhood. The area is at the moment tense, and so residents refuse to speak to us on camera. However, they say a lack of street lights in the area is a major concern. The road where the elderly couple lived has 2 street lights, but only one is working. The immediate area where the couple's house is has no street lights, and so the area is dark at nights. Meanwhile, Member of Parliament for St. Thomas Eastern, Dr. Fenton Ferguson, toured the community Friday. Dr. Ferguson says he too is saddened by the incident.
For senior citizens who would have worked hard in Jamaica, worked hard overseas, coming back now to enjoy their senior years, and for this to have happened.
Dr. Ferguson is appealing to the residents in the parish to stop the bloodletting.
We have been able to hold our situation in terms of the crime and violence along with Portland for some time now, and I'm appealing to them to let us get better. Let us get better. As Member of Parliament, I will continue to work with the police. I will continue to work with the police youth clubs. I am a product of the police youth club, and I will continue to work with them and the young people.
The Flake's daughter told Canadian media that she will be coming to Jamaica to ensure her parents' murders are thoroughly investigated. Shamela Mitchell.
Razor, the art of war. We're there with you. Innocent, Mary Still, Port Maria to be exact. Claude Stewart Park. Big things are going on here today. Jamaica move. Health promotion. We give thanks for really take part in something like this, because you know so we are always been promoting healthy living. So we see that it has become what we call mainstream, you know. Healthy living. So we'll be here until 6 o'clock. We have some things lined up here. We have some interviews with some prominent people who's involved in this situation here. But we want to tell you exactly what is it that we're dealing with here. The Northeast Regional Health Authority, Jamaica moves with alarming trends of increased medical costs and the obvious threat to our healthy nation for the present and future. It is paramount that programs be implemented to promote healthy style changes, especially physical activity. With this in mind, the Northeast Regional Health Authority has hosted the northeastern leg of the Jamaica Move campaign. The Jamaica Moves campaign is designed to promote physical activity among the Jamaican populace. It is through such collaborative efforts that we can begin to address the problem of physical inactivity and propose physical activity for all ages, thus reducing the overall disease burden. The plan is geared at promoting physical activity in a promotive way among 2 key groups, the members of the Northeast Regional Health Authority and the general public. Physical inactivity, we are talking about inactivity for people like all Tony or so, who no walk but nowhere at all, and when she there at work, she don't sit down the whole day. Physical inactivity affects 12.8% of the overall mortality rate in Jamaica. If we get moving, we could prevent. And them say this inactivity is 13% of breast cancer, 14% of colon cancer, 8% of coronary heart diseases, and 10% of type 2 diabetes. So, inactivity, I'm very inactive too. Very inactive. Simone, you're looking active, you know. Inactive, don't it? I refer to everybody inactive. Okay. So we're there. Right, so now in a Port Maria, so you know, so most of the time I come, I pass here, so I not stop, you know. But it's a long time town, it's especially this ground here, long time ground. As we say, we're going to be here until 6 o'clock, promoting what we call healthy habits. So that when you hear all music like this, you can just skank to it and not feel strained. This is the Stepping Razor. Yes, we are here in Port Maria, St. Mary, Claude Stewart Park. The occasion is Jamaica Moves, promoting physical activity. We're going to come forward to you, but now IRFM now presents a live link from the SDC Newmarket Biz Fair at the Louisville High School in Newmarket, St. Elizabeth. Building communities, building Jamaica. Nicholas is on location.
Thank you very much, Muta, and welcome, welcome back to the Louisville High School here in Newmarket, St. Elizabeth, where we are for the SDC's and Newmarket Night Fair. And I'm certain Muta would prefer to be here because, I mean, the ground provisions and all the things that are really up Muta Street who like the natural farming, you know, those are the things I'm around while you're over there, Muta, I'm trying to exercise and all of that. But, you know, we're having fun over here. Some 12 local development initiatives are on location. Selling basically from ground provision to process ground provision and, you know, I mean, things that are done locally like coconut jelly wine, passion wine, and, you know, a lot of things made by local Jamaican people, bottled and packaged by members of the community in St. Elizabeth. Earlier on, we had the opening ceremony. At just about midday, we had the opening ceremony, and the minister, junior minister in the Ministry of Agriculture and member of Parliament for Northwest St. Elizabeth, J.C. Hutchinson, he was the guest speaker at that opening ceremony. We also had a seminar earlier on as well. And throughout the day, we have had several performances from various schools across the parish. Several schools are on location enjoying the festivities on the day. I can tell you that right now, the jelly lady is not a man, the jelly lady still have. Not one coconut jelly she has left. And them never really cheap, still, you know, up to $200 I pay for a jelly. But they're big still. I mean, I still have half of the one I bought, half of it in a bag. They're really big. And the cane man who is doing just a juice, who is doing juice on the spot, it looks to me as if, I mean, if he's not quite to laugh, him near to laugh as well. I mean, so lots of commercial activities. I saw some scallions. When I saw the man lift up the car trunk to take them out, I was wondering if that was keen. The scallion leave them big. You know what I mean? So things are nice here. And the minister himself left with about 2 to 3 bags. And the good thing is that he was buying. You know, I saw cash exchange in hand. So, you know, that looks good. The minister supporting the local farmers and producers on the ground. I'm being joined by Mr. Alric Miller, and he's the parish manager for SDC in St. Elizabeth. Alric, Mr. Miller, my mother's maiden name. How are you, sir?
I'm good. I'm good, Nicholas, and good afternoon to you and your listeners.
Tell us how has it been so far throughout the day?
So far it has been an excellent day's activity. We have a number of exhibitors on show that they are showcasing their products and definitely interfacing with the various agencies that are on spot. Right? We have a number of participating schools to include our host, our partner, the Louisville High School, the Blackville High School, here participate in this initiative. And it's a good way to expose the youth to the culture of entrepreneurship.
Well, I can tell you a story about that. I had 2 students from this school. They have been hanging with me for morning. So of course we have some RFM calendars, and I left. I mean, good boy. So I left to check out the other booths around. And when I came back, they had money in their hand.
Indeed.
And I was like, and they said to me, boy, the students are not easy. You know, them buy calendar. I said, but you know easy. I sell the free calendars. You know, and I just look at it and say, well, probably it's in the spirit of entrepreneurship. So I want to big up Kevin and Paul. Kevin says his uncle is Merrick from Five-Spin, and he has a restaurant, and he told him that, I wrote the year, which means Merrick from Five-Spin, who has a restaurant, is listening to Harry. And I gave Kevin a calendar to give you. Don't let him sell you. Don't let him sell you. It is free. So the entrepreneur spirit is pretty.
Yes, alive and well.
So basically, I noticed I've been going around with the SDC for quite a while now since I started this initiative. Well, long before then from cricket. But since I started this initiative, I've been going around with SDC, and I've been tasting products which are well done, highly produced, nicely bottled and all of that. But I'm yet to see these on the shelves of supermarkets. When are we really going to see these Jamaican products, good Jamaican products with natural things, some of them no additives, no preservatives, no GMO? When are we going to see these things on supermarket shelves in Jamaica?
In fact, Nicholas, the LEIs are at 0 stages, and in fact, some of them are basically on the shelves. Maybe not in your neck of the woods, but we have a number of LEIs who have packaged their products and have developed the necessary network with local businesses, right? That they are really on the shelves. So I would say for them to transition to the next level, right? It would take a little more time, a little more preparation for them to reach that stage.
Probably some influential intervention, because this was something I wanted to ask the minister if there's nothing the ministry can do to say, you know, as government, not that you body to people, but you must have some persons in the supermarket and other industry who you can say to them, help Jamaica, help local farmers, help local producers by having a little space. If it's even a 5x5 space for them to exhibit these products and have them sold, because probably that is what it really needs.
Yes, I was quite happy with the minister's charge to the LEIs and the general audience here today, that they are to eat what they grow and support what is locally manufactured, and especially given the fact that many of these products are agricultural based, and the agricultural sector has been earmarked as one of the major growth sectors for the economy.
Has been for a while. Well, finally I want to ask, there is some level of confusion as to when we end the year. I mean, I'm hearing we go up to as late as 9 o'clock. I see lights being installed, and I'm hearing like 5. Can persons out here coming from work 5 o'clock come on down and enjoy what's left of this function today?
Well, definitely, you know, we move at the pace of the community. So if the community says 5 o'clock, if the community says 6 o'clock, if the community says 3 o'clock, we work with the pace. So we will definitely be here definitely up to 5 p.m.
And there's provision for light.
There's provision for light. And there are still products remaining. Not a lot, so individuals will have to hurry.
And I would say to individuals who are coming, the jelly wine, the passion wine, watch them. I have a feeling they're junky. I've had samples, and I don't feel like you can take them light. But they are natural. So that's the situation here right now. We should link again at 3:05. Until then, we'll walk around and do some more sampling and tell you when we return what are some of the good stuff St. Elizabeth has to offer from the soil. Until then, Nicholas Evanson, back to you, Muta.
Nicholas.
Yes, Muta.
Nicholas.
Yes, Muta, I'm hearing you.
Say when rain a fall, yeah, you know, say when rain a fall, coconut tree hard for climb.
Oh, so that is why I pay $200.
Well, you complain about $200 for your coconut. You know when it takes to climb a coconut tree when rain fall?
Oh, so it's the rain price I got.
Oh, you mean a serious thing to climb coconut tree when rain fall, you know?
Well, to tell
you know, if you like, you're going to look at the top of the tree and you're going to slide down.
It was kind of shocking to be in the country and paying that much. I think it was worth it because what I still have a bag of coconut water from that same coconut that is more than what they put in the boxes on the shelf in the supermarket. So I think if it were on the supermarket shelf, the amount of water I got would probably be $400.
You're supposed to drown now.
We're struggling a lot.
All right. Give thanks.
Be careful.
Give thanks.
All right, Buddha.
Yeah, that was Nicholas Evans with a live link from the SDC Newmarket Biz here at the Louisville High School in Newmarket, St. Elizabeth. Building communities, building Jamaica, SDC. And we are over here in Port Maria, St. Mary, Claude Stewart Park. They are now having an initiative to get people moving, physical movement more, because we kind of get sedentary because of the lifestyle we have now in Jamaica. Everybody sit down and do everything, you know. Nobody no walk again. Not even at their house, them walk. As they reach home, they sit down and watch TV like me. And then when I go to my bed and then wake up again and do the same thing all over again. So we need some physical activity. And this is what is being promoted here, right here in Claude Stewart Park, Port Maria. Right beside we know we have Phoebe Lamb. Phoebe, how you know?
I'm good, thank you.
You know, the first thing I ask about your t-shirt. How to know you not give me no t-shirt, how to know you know. And you bring yellow t-shirt, come give me, you have purple t-shirt. I'm the one where you have on.
No, I'm getting a purple one for you.
You're getting a purple one for me?
No, you didn't have any change room for me to take mine off, so I'm getting another one.
You don't have to go in a change room to change your t-shirt.
No, the IRFM banner too big for me.
And that more you put on the IRFM banner. All right, Regional Director, Northeast Regional Health Authority, what that means?
Well, basically what it means is Northeast Regional Health Authority manages the public health hospitals and health centers in 3 parishes, the Northeast region, St. Anne, St. Mary, and Portland. And what that equates to is 4 hospitals, 2 community hospitals, and 72 health centers across the 3 parishes. A complement of approximately 2,800 staff, which include 2,800 staff, from doctors to porters. And so basically I think I have the responsibility to coordinate all these efforts and ensure that the delivery of public health care is given to the stakeholders, our patients, our communities, our clients. And with Northeast being on the North Coast belt, the tourism sector as well.
All right, so is it that there's an epidemic of sedentary habits happening where it is now putting a strain on the hospital in this part of the world? Why this thing, the drive now is for now?
Well, the statistics have shown that over the years, we become busy people. And as busy people, basically you stop moving. You get in your vehicle, you said it at the introduction. You wake up, you go in your vehicle, you go to a desk, you sit for the day, then you leave that desk back home, around the dining table, back in bed, and that becomes a routine. And so what it results in is persons turning up at facilities, you know, your hypertension, your obesity, your diabetes, and all these other activities, or these diseases or illnesses that you're having. And a lot of it, when you look at it, if you're actually moving, I think the tagline in the Jamaica Moves and the Ministry of Health is at least 30 minutes a day. Just keep moving.
30 minutes a day.
At least 30 minutes a day. We are not saying you must sign up with a gym.
Yeah.
We're not
you can
saying
walk up the stairs and
walk up the stairs instead of the elevator. Work. Even at your desk, if there's no elevator, get up and move around the office. Walk around the building.
People could have one like you get kinky in your face.
No man. If everybody doing it, then if everybody mad, is a good thing. But if everybody is doing it, and even doing your breaks, because you do get breaks at work, go outside, walk around. and just keep the body active.
All right, explain to me how this habit cause in terms of your physical structure. How it causes diabetes when you don't walk up and down, when you don't get no physical activity? How it causes diabetes?
No, it really causes diabetes, Muta, but when you look at all the different things that add up, when you're eating unhealthy, you're eating food stuff that contains high sugar levels.
Your body don't break it down.
Don't break it down because you're not moving. So it's not that if you sit down, you'll get diabetes. I think what we're saying is that all those things that you can do to improve your health and your lifestyle habits, be conscious of what you're eating. So the Jamaica moves, yes, it's about moving up and down, but it's being also aware of healthy lifestyle, healthy dieting, cutting back on the sugars. And our minister has been going around and he epitomizes what this movement is about by doing it himself.
I would like to talk to him too. I guess I'm going to talk to him.
He's here and he's on the schedule to speak with you.
But I'm going to talk to him because I have something to add to the sugar thing we're talking about.
Okay.
Because I don't think that is the major problem now as it relates to diabetes.
Right.
Jamaican people do things where it's very problematic as it relates to diabetes. Other than, sugar is a cause, but anyway, I will leave that to him.
Leave that to him. All right.
All right. So I can ask you a question now.
Sure.
When you're going to the school, then, how you bring across this much? I know you have this publicly, but in terms of the 3 parishes, then, I'm assuming that you're going to the school, then.
We're going to the school. We have primary care initiatives, so that's from the health center perspective, what we consider preventative health care. So basically, your primary care, your health centers, the teams who work out in the field, and we do have interventions in schools. Inform teachers, students, parents. We go to PTA meetings about sensitizing people about healthy lifestyle, healthy diet, ensuring that the children are eating healthy. We do dental care within the school system. So the school, that age group and the schools are a big target in terms of who we interface with. We have the activity programs again through our health education and promotion unit in the region and across the ministry.
You ever go to school and find out like more than one student under the age of 16 or 15 who have diabetes?
Well, the statistics, I don't personal, but I think we have stats that show that your people are getting diabetes younger and younger.
No, but the student then?
At that level, age 16, yes.
It don't reach epidemic proportion yet?
I don't think so, but I think the fact that it has happened is a cause of concern.
Okay, and when if a student, if the Jamaica Move initiative find students who have diabetes in the school, what is the next move for that?
Because the health team is the people out there, so then they are immediately registered within the community health center nearest to them, and they once they find them, then there's a strategy and a program to reach out to them and to ensure through the parents that there's an intervention. To assist.
I thought that diabetes and high blood pressure was for old people like me and you.
No,
I know, but when I was a child, diabetes, as a child, I had to say, I never see nobody in my school have diabetes. I think
it's old people disease.
Yeah, it was a old people disease. Now it's like more young people that get it.
Yes.
It's terrible.
It is.
It's really terrible. So the initiative supposed to be island-wide.
And it's not just, so this is basically an initiative to get the community involved at this level, but after today we'll continue the drive, within the communities and within the health centers and hospitals which we work. So this is just like the big thing for St. Mary to get everybody going, but then it is sustained afterwards with the other programs we have.
I'm going to ask you half the wall question. You want your half the wall question?
Let me hear it.
All right. Animals. The abuse of animals as it relates to how people treat animals at home. We talk about cat, dog, them things there. Is this a concern by the Jamaica Move people them that animals also get sick and it need to have healthy animals so as people who pet them will be more happy, especially children who have little pets with dogs and things. If you don't have a healthy dog, it's going to bring stress and emotional problems for people. Well, that's not a concern.
I don't think it's not a concern, but I think that part of the program would do more with agriculture. I mean,
you mean to kill the animal?
No, not.
Yeah, well, if agriculture, you got knowing that some livestock farming.
That's a really far out question, and it's something I have to think about. Yeah. But I know from our perspective, as it relates to animals, what we do is just to test that what the ones you consume.
Then let me say a livestock farming I deal with. We kill have the animal. Let me talk about pet. A pet me a deal because most Jamaican people have a dog and the most of them cherish. Yes. And them yard we take care of them.
That's true.
If Tony come at them yard, them one with them. So you have to have healthy dogs. And
the priority is to take care of the people.
No priority.
Yes.
but the dog is part of the life thing too. I mean, we know about the priorities, but anyway,
talk to the minister about that one. That would need a policy directive.
All right, Baba, give thanks, yeah?
Okay, thanks for having me.
Yeah, Regional Director, Northeast Regional Health Authority. And she is the one who I am assuming is responsible, is directing the whole thing here. No? You can't see Mark Director. Okay, it's not just a title there. You actually direct the thing in the 3 parishes, Portland, St. Anne, and St. Mary. All right, ma'am, give thanks. All right, and I want my t-shirt. The purple one.
I'll bring a t-shirt.
All right, okay. So, yes, as we said, we are here, Claude Stewart Park, Port Maria, promoting physical move. Yes, so we're going to go to the news and sport.
Good afternoon. I am Natalie Campbell with the local and international headlines. The Development Bank of Jamaica, DBJ, will be issuing 64 bank guarantees to small and medium-sized enterprises, SMEs, in the coming fiscal year. This exercise is to be carried out under the Inter-American Development Bank IDB funded credit enhancement program. A sum of $250 million has been set aside in the 2018-19 estimates of expenditure for this purpose. The project, which is slated to run from September 2017 to September 2020, aims to promote productive investments in micro, small and medium-sized enterprises in Jamaica by enhancing their access to financing, particularly medium and long-term loans. The estimates were tabled in the House of Representatives on February 15. Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton is expected to hand over a new health centre to residents of Tweedside in northwest Clarendon tomorrow. The 2-story building, equipped with furniture and medical equipment, has been donated to the Clarendon Health Services by a medical doctor and his family. The building was renovated at a cost of $40 million. Residents of the community say their lives will be far improved with the opening of the new health centre. Residents now have to travel to Frankfield and Spaldings in the parish to access health services. In news overseas, the head of the most powerful gun lobby in the U.S. has accused Democrats and the media of exploiting a Florida school shooting that left 17 people dead. According to the BBC, Wayne LaPierre said opportunists are using the February 14 tragedy to expand gun control and abolish U.S. gun rights. Mr. LaPierre's comments came during the Conservative Political Action Conference in Washington. He also echoed President Donald Trump's call to arm teachers who have been trained to carry concealed weapons. Finally, ex-Save the Children Chief Executive Justin Forsyth has resigned from UNICEF as he says he does not want coverage of his past to damage the charities. The BBC reported this week that Mr. Forsyth faced 3 complaints of inappropriate behaviour towards female staff before leaving Save the Children. He was accused of sending inappropriate texts and commenting on what young female staff were wearing. He said he apologised unreservedly to the 3 workers at the time. Mr. Forsyth said the reason for his resignation as UNICEF's deputy director was not because of what he described as the mistakes he had made in his former role at Save the Children. Those were the local and international headlines. Major news next at 5:45. From the IRI FM newsroom, I am Natalie Campbell.
Yeah, we're live here at Claude Stewart Park, Port Maria, St. Mary. Why I tell you that? Stand by for a special pot draw up next. But before it come, You know, I listened to the news a while ago and I hear them say that Donald Trump talk about arming the teachers them. You know, him never really said that. To be fair to him, he never really say must have the teacher them, you know. Him say must get trained security personnel in the school to protect the school. I never really hear him say arm the teacher them. But that is another argument again. Anyway, listen up, special patra up next. So we could go on with this before them ready. Yeah, Maccabee. Say health is wealth. Without a doubt, health is wealth. You could have money a little more, you know, healthy. Trust me. It's either you're going to drop down because you're sick, or you're going to go to a doctor and can't afford the doctor bill. Okay, we're coming to you live from Claude Stewart Park, Port Maria, St. Mary. We want to know now, say, IRFM now presents a live link from the SDC Newmarket this fair at the Louisville High School in Newmarket, St. Elizabeth. SDC, building communities, building Jamaica. Nicholas Evans, how you doing?
I'm good, Mota. I'm good. I'm here, you know, just enjoying the cool valley that we are in at the Louisville High School here in Newmarket, St. Elizabeth. Just to tell you that as it is right now, they are announcing the winners of the Young Entrepreneur Competition, and we know so far that Ginger Hill All Age has won for the primary section. They are the Young Entrepreneur for the primary section. The runner-up were Nightingale Grove Primary. So we're really seeing some level of winding down at the moment. As a matter of fact, I mean, some of the local economic initiatives that are here would have been happy, because I mean the stock they came here with this morning is much less. I don't see any pumpkin. I mean, pumpkin was going at $50 per pound, and over the development committee stall, and I don't see any pumpkin. Lemons are going at $200 a dozen. By the time I reached, there was not even one lemon left. And I mean, the jelly sell off clean. The cane juice man busy all the while. You know, the fish, they started out with a huge pan of fish and bammy. Now that is down almost to the gravy stages. I mean, I don't think they have fish to sell another 6 persons. So basically, I don't think they have much further to go, because the stuff. The stuff that they have to sell, and it's basically going. Right now, I should be joined by the principal of the Louisville High School, but it has just been announced that his school has won the competition, and he's running away as if he doesn't realize what is happening. So come, Mr. Charles Bembo. Mr. Charles Bembo, the principal of Louisville High School. I see you're running away to collect your prize. Let me say congratulations first of all.
Thank you. We are very happy to have won the high school in the high school category. And I want to say thanks to the teachers and students for their preparation. It is not just preparation for today's event, but we have been preparing, right? So we're always winner. This is Louisville High School, the Louisville High School.
All right, tell us a bit about Louisville High School.
Well,
how old is Louisville High School?
Louisville High School just turned last November 28 years. Been established in 1989.
I am impressed because when you look at the building and infrastructure, you would get the feeling that this school is about 6 or so years old.
Indeed. What is the maintenance policy that we have here, and the effort of the staff and the students to take care of our beautiful school facilities?
All right, where are your students drawn from? Because I had 2 youngsters with me this morning who decided that they were my producers and eventually sell off the calendar. No wonder the school with young entrepreneurs are in the high school category, because they are real entrepreneurs.
Yes.
Now, but where are the students drawn from? One of them said to me when he came, sir, them said we're done somewhere, but we're not done, you know. Where are they drawn from, really?
That is so erroneous. That is no more where Louisville has transformed. We are from coming from Santa Cruz, Lacovia, Middle Quarters, Middlesex, Black River, Kilmarnock, Ginger Hill, New Road, all of the surrounding schools, 11 feeder schools, feed into our school.
All right. One of the questions I want to ask, because I know there are some schools, we know the disparity in education, that some schools are stuffed with the majority of who get the higher marks in GSAT or PEP, what is coming, while some get the lower end. Can you say your students, which end, or is it a mixture for you?
It's a mixture. It's a mixture, and we are happy for the students that we get, because what? At the end of the five-year period, we measure the value added, and we have seen the skills that we put out, right? So whatever the ministry sends to us, right, we are happy for them, so what we can mold young minds to be nation builders.
One thing I can tell you, the state of the school tells, unless it's an illusion, but the state of the school suggests that, you have disciplined students.
Indeed. Very, 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 very disciplined. And the teachers and all the staff, all categories of staff, admin, auxiliary, and red teachers, they are for discipline primarily, right? A good attitude will result in excellent altitude.
All right. Finally, what sort of support does Louisville get from the community? We see this project in LD, but this was brought here by the SDC. In terms of PTA, in terms of events to raise funds, the school looks freshly painted. In terms of painting the school, what sort of support does the community rally around this school?
Number one, the support is the foundation of the reciprocity. The PTA body, we have a very active PTA who will involved in fundraising and they pay the dues, etc. And they identify project, we identify project, and we put it out as we want support. Most of the skills, they are from persons from around the area, local people from around the area. They support any fundraiser we have here, night or day, and very, very peaceful. We don't have concern so much like other places as it relates to security, because most persons, at least 99% of the citizens, they are involved in the school. Either they are past students or their children attend the school, or they work there to build the school.
And they help to farm your 25 acres of land.
Well, yes.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Charles Bembo, and he's the principal of Louisville High School here in Newmarket, St. Elizabeth. And I can tell you, it's really impressive. The structure, it's conducive for learning. When you look at how it's nestled in a valley with the mountains around it, and the colors, these colors were carefully chosen to match it's almost like the national flag, to match the greenery, the bright yellow that stands out among the greenery of the school.
Indeed. Whatever we do, we do a team approach, and we put a team in place, headed by my English department, HOD, and they went and they came up with this idea, this color. It is actually teal. When I call it blue, they said no, it is teal. When I call it yellow, they said it's gold.
They can't say anything they want. We don't know about no aqua and all that. We know about blue, green, and yellow, and all that. We don't know about
Indeed.
Yeah. Well, it's really a good school in terms of the infrastructure and all of that. And as you mentioned, in terms of the support from the community, and it sounds very wonderful. And from here on, I personally am looking out to hear more about Louisville High School from Newmarket, St. Elizabeth. I'm really impressed. 28 years, and it looks as if it's no more than 5 to 6 years. I'm really impressed. Congratulations, Mr. Principal. Yeah. On two fronts, congratulations for winning the Young Entrepreneurship for high school, and congratulations for a well-kept school and a well-kept school community.
Thank you, IRFM.
Okay, so that's our final link for today from the SDC Newmarket Fair. Tomorrow it's SDC again, this time in Morant Bay, St. Thomas. SDC really highlighting the young entrepreneurs and even old ones in the community, Jamaican people, the things they plant, the things they make from the things they plant, the craft item, the clothing, and even the cane juice, man, anything. SDC really is championing cause for local people in Jamaica. So, on behalf of what I had as a team today was 2 youngsters who decided that they just adopted me and decided they were going to be my producer. So let me once again big up Kevin and Paul from Piceman, and they are also from the Louisville High School. So, Mr. Principal, you have 2 radio producers and you nurture them for me, please. So, for the final time, Nicholas Evans saying back to you, Mutabaruka.
Yeah, give thanks, Nicholas. That was Nicholas Evans with a live link from SDC Newmarket Bizfair at the Louisville High School in Newmarket, St. Elizabeth. SDC, building communities, building Jamaica. And we are over here in Port Maria, St. Mary, Claude Stewart Park, right on the beachfront, that's all. Okay, so you know, so this is Jamaica Moves, promoting physical bit, stifling the packet of the Jamaican, but also the system itself. We have sitting beside us here, Dr. Christopher Tufton, Minister of Health. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Muta. How are you?
I'm okay, sir. And I know you never come in with no green t-shirt. I know you have a green t-shirt that blind me. I'm going to tell you what I want a purple t-shirt, and I don't want you to bring no orange t-shirt come to me. And not wearing no purple, and not green and no orange, so I want a purple t-shirt.
And I believe they can do that for you. But
so you can order to tell them they want a purple t-shirt.
I want to tell them. And it's just coincidence that I have on green today. Although green is my favorite color.
Always say that, but coincidence. But everything is coincidence, you know. Politicians always are working coincidence. It just fit in all the while. Anyway, all right. So today is really, it's a launch this, right? It is a launch.
It's a parish tour, and we're in the 9th parish, so we have been around the country and continuing to travel and basically taking a message of preventative health care to the people.
So we never call IRFM for the other one then?
Boy, I have to check I've got to check the project manager, find out why they never do that.
All right. We was just talking to Miss Fabia Lam a while ago about the habits of Jamaica now them develop. Like you go to work, you sit down, you come home, you sit down and watch TV, then you go lay down, then you come and start it over again, so you can't. What is it that your ministry is really, I mean, I know say it's part of this, but in terms of, for instance, the youth them now, because we see youth have diabetes now and all them something there.
So Muta, in a sense, you probably understand this context more than anybody else, because I know the life you lead, right?
Yeah, and Rasta said it's both them thing a long time.
I know the life you lead, and the context of this is that we have developed patterns of living our lifestyle out of our experiences. And if you go back to the colonial experience, you realize there was a time when we were fed just to create energy to cut cane field and to the work, to the hard labor. That has evolved, but some of those patterns have not left us. So the whole heap of starch, the whole heap of sugar, the whole heap of fats, and of course we have to put a little alcohol in it, and the smoking also, right? All that combined has created a lifestyle. And then in addition to that, modern technology, where I was with some kids this morning in the Heart Foundation function, where I said technology has acted as a double-edged sword for us. Because the kids them now want to stay indoors and play computer.
Them not run up and play marble and all them something.
So a lack of physical activity, unhealthy eating habits have combined to make us unhealthy. And so what you find, we call it non-communicable diseases, lifestyle diseases, the arthritis, the diabetes, the cardiovascular disease, strokes and so on, are now killing us more than anything else, and in some instances prematurely. We're dying before the 72 years on average that we put
before 52.
Exactly, and even earlier. So the response to that from a policy perspective is not to build necessarily more hospitals and more hospital beds. It's to try to get Jamaica to change your lifestyle. And this preventative, this Jamaica Moves is really about the preventative approach. So we go around, we say to people, it's 3 things Jamaica Move represent. 1, know your health status. Many of us don't go doctor unless we're sick. We're saying you must go doctor once a year at least.
And most of them are afraid to go to doctor. Woman go to doctor quicker than man.
Very afraid to go to doctor, right? So we say you need to know your health status, which is one of the things we're doing today, screening for all sorts of things. Because if you know your health status, you can be advised as what to do to reduce your risk. Secondly, your dietary practices. You must eat in moderation. Some things you avoid, some things you eat in small portions, and some of that is going on here today. And the final part of it is a physical activity, which is half an hour a day. The science says half an hour a day Jamaica Moves. will reduce your risk of contracting some of these diseases. So it's a simple message, it's a preventative message, not a curative message. And we are doing these parish tours. As you can see, people are coming out and participating and really hyping it up so it becomes a fun experience. Because some people feel that anything to do with doctor and medicine is difficult and tough.
Why you cry?
Exactly.
So alright, so I can ask you a question now. Recently, I hear there's a trust for project they getting rid of a lot of the sugar contents in a whole heap of the commercial juices and all that stuff there. Plus, it depends on the radio every day and thing. You know, about 40 years ago, I make an effort not to use sugar. And the reason, it's not because of health why I did it, you know. It's because when I look on the agony and pain with cause my foreparents them in a slavery because of the addiction of the Europeans them to sugar and rum. That I myself could have said, no sir, I'm not going to really use a product there for really maintain that. And then after a while now we start to talk about now the health thing, about the sugar. But I want to ask you something. We have to use granulated sugar in Jamaica. Is there a WTO thing where say anything will come on here so the government can't stop it from coming because they want to make a deal with them? With it, because you have certain things that are coming at the island, you know, like for instance, bottled water. I wonder how when we go in a supermarket appear made in China, Trinidad, water me see on the shelf, and I say, is there a deal where the government make that because free trade, you can't stop them things when we have so much spring and thing go on, how that work out?
Well, in a simplistic way, there is an agreement that countries have about the benefits of free trade. You know, the economists will tell you that if you allow others to be exposed to your product and you to be exposed to other products, it drives efficient production and it gives people options where otherwise they would have none. And if you put barriers in the way, then a country could protest those barriers, particularly if they have agreements. Like you talk about Trinidad, we are members of CARICOM, and one of the tenets of CARICOM is that free movement of trade and people, goods and services. Until that change is something that government sign on.
Until them stop at the airport, then
so you do get that. But having said that, as a country, we have a responsibility, certainly in terms of public health, to protect our people. And as a consequence, there are things that we can do. If a product is imported that is considered to be hazardous or harmful, a government can decide not to allow that product.
When I try to figure out now, since we're talking about the thing of sugar, granulated sugar are poison. And we don't make granulated sugar in Jamaica, really. So how we come still and continue to bring in granulated with a poison? The
manufacturers will tell you that they can make products that involve sugar unless, for the most part, unless they use the white sugar. The brown sugar is not used in some manufacturing process.
But you and your ministry has concluded that sugar is a problem. Most people in Jamaica use dark sugar. But the worst one is the granulated sugar. So why is it
more that processing?
So for want of a better word, why trump the health of the people them as opposed to the trade agreement with other countries? Because I want to believe that would I want more look on the health of the country and don't bring in a granulated sugar in the country, rather than I say, well, you know, a whole heap of the product them make with granulated sugar, we have to bring them in because of trade agreement.
So the issue is the problem with Jamaica, why we have the obesity levels that we have now in the school system and in adults, is because we consume too much of one thing. Sugar is addictive. The last lifestyle survey we did showed that 75% of the population consume at least one sugary drink per day. Some of them 3 and 4 and 5. That is bad for you because that is inevitably going to lead to the obesity challenges that many people face. And the sugar feeds cancer cells, for example, the doctors will tell you. So the issue becomes, what do you consume? How much of it do you consume? And so it's not so much that sugar is totally bad, But it is that if you
no, man,
consume
it's totally bad, man.
Well,
sugar is a drug.
Some people choose not to have it at all.
Sugar is a drug, you know. Sugar come like rum, you know. Sugar come like cocaine.
It's addictive.
Yeah, so when I say to you now, brethren, because look at now. You tell local people will use lead sugar in them product.
Yes.
But round the back now, more importation are going with the same sugar and the world sugar are coming at the island. That sounds to me like
that
you chose stone at the wind.
No, that sugar that is being imported is imported primarily for the same manufacturing, you know. So when you tell people to cut the sugar, it's really that sugar you're telling them cut. Because a lot of the sugar that they use in manufacturing is not the brown sugar. The brown sugar is the white sugar.
Yes.
So when a company like a beverage company say, or a Butch and National Continental say they cut their sugar by 33%. What it means is that that sugar that they are using in their bread,
it's granulated sugar.
It's gone down by 33%.
Yeah.
And we're encouraging that. We're encouraging that. The other thing we're doing is encouraging and ultimately legislating information on products. So the consumer can take up a product, look at it, and understand what is there and decide that this is not something that we want to consume.
All right.
And that's important.
All right, look at now. Some people might say you back all food out of their mouth.
Yes.
But you realize most of the sugar when school picnic eat, they right at the gate of the school.
Yes.
So how we going to work that out? Because people are going to say you can't limit people from doing them want to. But if this is a detrimental thing to school picnic, and most of it is consumed right at the gate of the school, how you think they angle that?
Well, the Minister of Education and myself have been talking about that. And there are a couple of things that we're going to do. One, we're going to come out with a school nutrition policy, which is going to guide what we expose our children to in the school system. That means to give them more balance, and indeed, even to go to the extent of totally banning certain things in the schools.
Okay.
The people on the external of the school, just outside of the gate, the vendors, who are very important to supplying the students, they are going to have to be incorporated in that. And there's going to have to be an enforcement. In other words, we're not saying, for example, I'll give you one case, bag juice. Bag juice is cheap. Poor people buy it because they can't afford other branded products. It's not that you want to eliminate bag juice, but frankly speaking, the bag juice is sugar and water. And the question is, how much sugar you put in there to the water that is there, and indeed, what else can be put in there also to create the flavor without creating the damage. And so what the Food Task Force report has suggested, and I put in place a year ago, is that we're going to have to talk to manufacturers about product reformulation. Now, it is not everybody like to hear that because nobody wants to change. But the truth is we have to do it.
But that's all like a long-term thing and I'm not good at knowing a power by that time. By that time, government change and them reverse everything.
I predict
no, I not predict.
Protection power. You know?
No, it's like how you try to reverse the ganja thing now power. You know, I'm supposed to but what government come and you come and reverse the ganja thing.
No,
but apart from that, I could get something straight now because I want to clear up some things now. You realize Jamaican people eat more starch than sugar?
Yes, true.
And the food with
some Jamaicans, yes.
Most Jamaican people. For instance, if you look on a poor man plate, he have more white rice in it than meat.
Yes.
Him eat bully beef, more white rice than that. He might eat chicken back, more white rice than yam, coconut, dashi, and all of them something now. And we know, maybe them don't know, that the carbohydrate transform to sugar in your body, which is also a major cause of diabetes. Alright, so how the minister will tackle that now? Because sugar million has
so first of all, it's difficult to take on everything one time, right?
I know one time.
No, well, it's difficult to take. You can't tell
sugar
people.
So
one of the things that you're doing is preaching moderation.
Yes.
You know, one of the things that about Jamaican people that we don't appreciate fully, and we need to try and appreciate it. We don't have to eat. When you go to Europe, right? People eat 8-course meal, and when them finish, it's not even 10% away.
We eat one course, right?
Because we have the feeling that unless the plate pile up like a mountain,
bully for white rice,
right? And that's the kind of adjustment that we have to preach. In addition to that, take sweet potato. I love sweet potato, and I use it as a substitute to rice.
Yes.
Because sweet potato is complex carbohydrate.
Better Irish potato.
By far. Break down easier. good, literally good for you.
Yeah.
So the issue becomes, how do you destigmatize some of the cultural norms and beliefs that if you eat ground provision, you're inferior. A child who drink water with his lunch is inferior. They want a branded bottle in them hand. And the truth is, those beliefs exist.
Yes.
And we have to use occasions like these. I am going into the school with Jamaica Move soon. And we're going to say to students, and by extension to parents and teachers, that we don't need to buy into the long-term colonial old-time days lifestyle to feel like we are somebody and we are important. We can create our own reality, which is what other people have done, and in most cases impose it on us.
All right, so the reality, even though you say it's step by step.
Yes.
The reality is that we are dealing with sugar content.
Sugar no, because
not
Jamaicans,
sugar as sugar itself, but sugar
content
as the problem.
Yes.
No, sugar not as in you go buy a pound of sugar, but sugar as in the content of certain foods.
Absolutely.
Which is like starchy food. And
yes.
And most Jamaican people love them yam and them dashing and them something there.
Right.
But if you look on how Jamaican people eat, you have to show a man say, what you know. You see, if you grate a sweet potato and put it out there, it becomes starch like you can start your clothes with.
Yes.
And remember white flour, which is that most Jamaican people eat white flour. You need to have a situation. I don't know who you have to do your promo them and all them something. You need to get a reference on board because you need to have a promotion which show the people them. Like physically on the TV and show them white flour when you mix it and you get a poster, a dance poster, and you mix the white flour.
I go better than that.
Paste it on the thing and paste it on the wall and show them to stick.
I'm a countryman, you know, and during kite season,
you use white flour to make kite.
Exactly.
But it's them kind of practical thing there. You need it and they add them on the TV to show them that this is what happens to your system.
So
when you take white flour and paste on dance post and stick it on wall, it stays there forever.
Yeah. And that's exactly where we are, Muta. We have to find a way, and I'm onto that. Firstly, to try the preventative approach, to educate people so they know what they're doing to themselves when they make these choices. Secondly, to help them to see alternatives, to deviate their beliefs from what traditionally has been the case, and to do so in a way that's economical, because you can't forget the economics of it too. Poor people can't afford certain things if you don't have the resources. The three biggest challenges with changing lifestyle, is the power of the marketing companies who influence behavior by saying their product is the best, and that's their right so to do. The social inequities in our society, where you have people who just
like
cannot afford it.
Like the banking system now, we don't want to take out the thing out.
You say it. And the third one is the regulatory framework and government inactivity, and we have to be more proactive. I believe that public health is a human right.
Okay.
I believe that to allow our children in schools to consume things that make them obese is to deprive them of an opportunity to become gainful adults.
And I believe that where the people falter in protecting themselves, the government should step in and help to protect
This
the
is the point. And
so we tell them, say, every white food, and we're not talking about people now, we're talking about food. We should not be consuming nothing white in food. May I tell you that? You check it. White flour, white sugar, white this, white that. I mean, everything. Green breadfruit.
Is that a play on the color white?
No, it's a direct challenge to the minister and to the Jamaican people for realizing white food is one of the biggest problems in Jamaica when it comes on to diabetes.
The extent to which I accept that the color white in a lot of food. No, you can't
answer that. You're Prime Minister, you're Minister.
No, the extent to which the color white in many foods is a problem is the extent to which the food is processed. So like rice. But
that poor people eat.
It's bleached and processed.
That poor people eat.
And that's a problem.
Agreed. White flour.
Agreed.
White rice.
Agreed.
Granulated sugar.
The processing.
No, them know not about process. Them know the thing white. I'm going to tell them up front, say, if you're going up thing, I say white thing, move it. White bread, don't buy. Buy whole wheat bread. White sugar, no, buy dark sugar. You understand? So it does that matter, but I'm not afraid to say white because I'm not afraid to say white.
No, man, we're not afraid to say white.
Food.
I'm not afraid to say white.
Black people say, anytime when you go in a supermarket and the food white, go up on the next shelf.
Well, I'm learning from you, and I've always done, because believe it or not, I listen to your program. And I know you break it down. You break it down to the level.
So I tell you, don't forget to show that to the people.
And I agree with you.
Pierce the white flower, pan the poster, get a dance poster, and stick it on a wall and put that on the TV to the people them tell you, this is what happens when you consume white flour. It blow up your system and you can't go tile it.
The right thing you're talking is that we have to break down the message.
Yes.
And we have to get people to understand. Yes. And this is why Jamaica Moves is doing the parish tours. This is why we're going into the schools. This is why we're going into the communities. Because we have a duty to help Jamaicans to understand.
Yes.
And again, changing habit is not easy, as you know. And we have to find a way to break it.
It depends on how you come with it. Because me never have not slow move. When me stop eat meat, me never did slow stop eat. Me don't stop eat it because of our philosophy. Right. Because sometimes you're not hungry. Sometimes it's not hungry the health thing, you know. But you have to have a philosophy behind some of the things and what you do.
Yeah.
Or you won't say the necessity and the need to do it.
Agreed.
You know,
Agreed. Which is why we use the facts that we have.
Yes.
That if you are obese, chances of you dying before you reach a certain age is
50. Before you reach 50
or earlier. I have seen 25-year-old with diabetes.
You can't believe that.
I have seen 30-year-old having heart attack.
I think old people like you would have that, but no other old people like you have it.
Well, that's because we move it. And you too.
Yeah, so older than you. Me know the older than you, older than you. So anyway, we give thanks, you know.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it.
The lady them over the top, them a go so.
Yeah, they were wrapped up. And I want to go tour and look at what's happening. But thanks a lot for being here.
Yeah, man.
And help us with the message.
Yeah, man. Yes, sir.
All the best.
Dr. Christopher Tafstad, Minister of Health.
Thank you.
Part of the process here today, Jamaica Moves. This is the step it. See there? Watch out now. Right. See there? You ask and you get. That's how it goes. If you don't ask, you don't get. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. One to my wife. You like give me one from my wife too. It's alright, okay. Alright. So which part we did now? With the party here still? With the party here. Tell me with the party here now. We're going to do some exercise with that lady here, you know. Believe you me, here you know. Yes, we are here at the Clark Stewart Park, right over here in Port Maria, St. Mary. Jamaica Moves, an effort to make Jamaicans move is we laugh for a day to maintain a certain physical activity and health. So we have on the line here Marsha Lovely, Head of Marketing and Corporate Communications at True Juice. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you doing over there?
It's bleaky, but it's nice. There's a lot of people here actually, you know, doing some exercise on stage, and the people them actually following them. So
I've been walking around to make sure I exercise too.
You're walking around now?
Absolutely.
You know, say you can't come on national radio and tell lie them here there.
No.
You sit down and talk to me. Don't tell a lie about it. You walk a morning time. Tell me if you walk a morning time.
At work.
From one after to the next.
You said at work.
Come in where your office big still.
There's a lot of walking to that work from different buildings. It's a big compound.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to say something about True Juice. True Juice, from a long time, have a portion of them juice where don't have sugar and somewhere have sugar.
Yes.
All right, which one of them is the biggest seller?
To be quite, our homemade juices are our bigger sellers, and our homemade juices are the ones that are done just like you make it at home. But some of the things that you would add at home, which could be sugar and other ingredients, is our homemade line. And then, of course, we have our no sugar added line, which is where there's no preservative, no sugar added. It's just the juice, the juice from concentrate, and sometimes freshly squeezed juice.
All right. So, and that is written on the label, right? When it is concentrated, when it is freshly squeezed.
Yes. It's very clear on the label.
Yeah, all right.
It says no sugar added 100%, or it says homemade, and the label tells you what is added to it. All the ingredients.
Is it possible for true Jews to make juices that are not pasteurized so as to have it on the shelf still, or you have to pasteurize the juice then?
Well, just in terms of the actual production process, I'm not going to speak like the master blender, to tell you the truth. So I can't say whether you do not have to pasteurize or not. So I really couldn't, from a technical perspective, tell you whether you have to or not. You can't speak to that then? No.
That's being honest. That's being honest. That's very being honest. I appreciate that.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. Continue.
Right. So for us, what we're saying, and particularly with Jamaica Moods, we at Jamaica Moods promote our no sugar added 100% juices. We have our beetroot juice, no sugar added 100% juice. We have our green juice, no sugar added 100% juice. And we have our new juices in Tetra Pak, which is the one that does not have to be refrigerated. You can look on the supermarket shelves for it. You can put it in your cupboard, and when you go home and decide when you're ready to drink it, you put it in the fridge. We have those in no sugar added as well. Both 500 ml and 1 liter in a variety of flavors, including our orange juice. But the truth is, our orange juice is our big seller. And 1 liter in a variety of flavors, including our orange juice. But the truth is, our orange juice is our big seller.
All right, I know the orange juice is the biggest seller because when you when you go through the airport, a lot of people take up the orange juice. But tell me which other juice, true juice, make that don't have no sugar in it.
So we have orange juice with no sugar. We have mango, orange, pineapple with no sugar. We have strawberry, banana with no sugar. We have apple with no sugar. So we do have variety of juice with no sugar. We have our beetroot juice with no sugar. Our green juice with no sugar.
And these fruits that you mix with the orange juice, is it concentrate or is it the real fruit you're getting out of the juice?
Some of them is from concentrate. Our orange juice at different times of the year, based on when it's orange season, it's freshly squeezed orange juice. And the label will tell you if it's from concentrate at that time of the year or it is freshly squeezed. Again, we're all aware, none of these fruits are all year round. So in order to meet the market demand and supply, of course, you'll have to make concentrate and save concentrate for future months when it's not orange season, for example.
Yeah. All right, for people who can't take the concentrate, can you tell them what time of the year is the best time to buy true juice that is not concentrated?
So like now, we're reaping oranges because it's orange season. The orange season could go anywhere from February down to May, depending on how the crops work. And the mango and the banana that you mix it with is still concentrated. The strawberry banana, strawberry banana is from concentrate.
Okay, you don't have none of that is not concentrate.
Not with banana.
It's just without sugar, that, but it's still concentrate.
You're going to make strawberry Jamaica so you get the concentrate.
No, not the strawberry, the mango and the banana. You never mentioned the mango and banana.
Orange, pineapple, that's from concentrate as well.
Okay, and you don't get pineapple all the while here?
No, not all the time, and not enough. Even when we get pineapple, and we do buy from farmers across Jamaica, it's never enough to meet the demand of Jamaica in general, in terms of our juice demand and what we sell on the shelf. So it
all right, I want to give you a chance to
concentrate. Yeah.
All right, I want to give you a chance to separate true juice from the others.
Right.
Tell me that true juice is the best juice. All right, there are some of your competitors is on the market that says them juice is not from concentrate, and all the time when you take it up, I don't know if I can call the name them, but all the time you take it up on the shelf, you see it mark not from concentrate. Is this a true reflection of the label, the juice in the back, the plastic, or is it that is just a marketing strategy and true juice would never do such a thing?
What I can tell you is that integrity is very important, and so all our labels are clear and true to what is in the packaging. And we have to meet standards, not just in Jamaica, because we export and making sure that what we say is what is. So while I can't necessarily speak to the competitors, we can say that at True Juice, what we say on our label is what is in the packaging. And we guarantee that and we apply that. So we're saying at certain times of the year, we can get freshly squeezed orange juice. At other times of the year, it's orange juice from concentrate. Our beetroot and green juice.
But I'm trying to figure out that
products from farmers.
Yes. There are other your competitors.
So make sure that, you know,
I'm trying to find out. I'm trying to
made.
No, I'm trying to find out that why is it that there are some of your competitors, there's not one time you go into the supermarket and see them juice though, not from concentrate. I want to be some old bottle they might use for some new juice. I
cannot speak to that. I mean, that's challenging, but
I can't speak to it. I can't speak to it because I see true juice. I see true juice with it. No, but I can't speak to it. I see true juice sometimes with sugar and sometimes without sugar. I see true juice sometimes with sugar and sometimes without sugar. But this specific juice that I am talking about, though, I have never seen it mark sugar in there and no concentrate. Or when I said no, not from concentrate and no sugar added, I said no, this is the juice for me, this is my juice for my friend them. So I don't know now, maybe them can't buy a print a new bottle. I don't know. Anyway, true juice is always a favorite of some of my friend them. Yeah, we're done with that now. We're done with that. We're not talking about that again. I'm going to get them. I'm going to get them on the line one day. So it's a true juice is the original juice.
Absolutely.
Yeah, true juice is the original juice.
It is the original juice. It is Jamaica made. It's right here at home. It's a juice you should choose, and you have a variety of flavors. So for people who don't want no sugar added, we have no sugar added. If you want to make drinking juice, then choose our green juice and our beetroot juice. And
Marsha,
Jamaica moves, I'm a on our green juice.
Marsha, where is the True Juice company that them bottle these juice? Where is it? Where's the place? Where's the place?
True Juice? We're located in Wagwalk, St. Catherine. That's where our manufacturing
is. You saw this big bottle in the water. I'll take out the water bottle. All right, so look here now, Marsha. Me's a beggy kind of person, you know. May I beg you a free subscription to True Juice, no sugar added juices every time you want it. Is that possible? I have to talk
every time you want it? So,
well, let me say every time, you know, I don't want it every day, you know. No, there's not a want every day, except breathing, you know, but I'm not saying that. Is it possible for me to get some bottles of True Juice occasionally then, when I so desire?
So you know what we can do? We can have an agreement where you enjoy True Juice from us, and not every time you want it, but sometimes. And of course, you just make everybody know how very good True Juice really is. And
no, but listen to me now. Excuse me. I beg your pardon. Look here now. People start to drink True Juice, you know, because they them see Muta drink it, they start to drink it too.
Absolutely.
I tell you that, you know, when I go through airport in my brethren, them, you know, when them see me drive it, but I look on the label and say no sugar, all right, that one you all right. Them drops it too, so it's not like some I do the advertisement for them long time.
Good. So
but I do the advertisement without get paid. Someone thinks it. Yeah, so this is the right time now to get some compensation for me I do over the years for True Juice. All right, Mama.
All right, so we can talk.
All right, okay. Give thanks.
But thank you so much. True Juice always.
That was Marsha. Yeah, Marsha Lovely, Head of Marketing and Corporate Communication from True Juice. Okay, and you hear me? Me plead to her. Okay. We want you to know that the hour between 4 and 5 and the stepping razor is brought to you by Guinness, made of more. This is the Stepping Razor. We'll go again. Yes, Maccabee coming through, telling you where we eat. We are here in Port Maria, St. Mary, Jamaica Move. This is a promotion for physical activity amongst Jamaican people because we find a sedentary habit is getting away now. It causes a lot of stress on the budgetary health system and also from the people themselves. We have with us here Claudia McDonald, financial advisor from Sagicor. Right? Okay, I'm not here. You have to turn down. Yes. All right, we want some volume in this microphone. You're not hearing you. She's not here. She's not here. I said. She is from Sagicor, and we need to get her voice on the microphone. Okay, we could go up here until we get the microphone proper in this time. All right, we hear it now. Yes, so we say Claudia McDonald, the financial advisor for Sagicor, and that is the totality of Sagicor, not just a branch.
We were called life insurance advisors before. They have changed the title recently to financial advisors. So now we're still the persons who go around and talk to persons and tell them, advise them as to what is best for their health and, financially how they can help themselves to make money and create wealth for themselves.
So I can ask you now, Sagicor supporting a health wellness center. They are also an insurance company, right? All right, so I mean, the logical, the more sick people is the more your business boom. Why would Sagicor want to promote health and wellness?
All right. First of all, your first question was if we have more sick people, the business will boom. No, that's not necessarily so. Because each time a person gets sick and they claim, then we have to pay out from the reserve. So we don't really get anything from paying out. We get more when we reserve. However, we don't want Jamaicans to be sick. So we are always supporting persons with the health and wellness programs, and Jamaica Moves is one of the great examples of those initiatives, and we are supporting Ministry of Health with their full backing because they are doing a tremendous thing with this program.
All right, so what other initiative is Sagicor apart from this? What other initiative is involved in?
All right, so our biggest calendar event for Sagicor is the Sigma Corporate Run. And last Sunday was our 20th anniversary run. And we had 26,519 participants from across Jamaica.
Yes.
Yeah,
I know people that.
And we were trying to raise 50 million for our two beneficiaries this year, which are the Spanish Town Hospital Neonatal Wing and also the School for the Deaf in St. Anne. And we did indeed raise the $50 million for the two beneficiaries.
So how much time a year you have the run?
Once per year, every year.
Once? Yeah. All right. So I'm assuming that you have a booth here.
Yes, we do.
So if someone come to the booth, what they would find here? What is it?
Well, we have our brochures there today, and we are giving persons advice as to how they can help to protect themselves from their financial strains when they become ill. Yeah. So we are giving them advice how to help themselves financially.
Yeah. Well, give thanks. Very short interview. Very short interview and very scripted. I know you use scripted interviews, but that's how it goes. Okay, we're there with you. I don't know if you can hear we're going on in the background, but that song is about exercise. Them are exercise on the stage, as you know. We are on the Stepping Razor live from St. Mary, Port Maria, on the beach front as well. The place We don't see no blue sky on here, so but we see a mountain of black, some of the sunshine over there, so but everything is nice. A lot of people here, is here. Okay, so we're going to continue. Yes, you're listening to the Stepping Razor, live from St. Mary, Port Maria, Jamaica's Move. This is an initiative to get Jamaican people moving. Too much sit down like me, pure sit down. All Tony at all, watch out. Tony there at work and watch out, sit down beside me. Where you sit down beside me for? Go stand up and walk up and down, man. You don't need that, so you know. So look how Simona walk up and down. You saw Simona walk up and down. But at that if you don't walk, at least you walk. She walk, you sit down, see me like say they are the office. See she walk up and down. Maybe I choose she have more weight for lose still. Okay, yeah man, this is the Stepping Razor over there with you. We don't know what way up here now. I think it's music news time.
Sugar! Jamaica Gold, the finest Jamaican brown sugar. Clean, clear brown crystals, nature's energy food.
Sugar! The time by Jamaica Gold. The best brown sugar is...
Yeah, the time is 32 minutes past 4 o'clock, music news time.
Everybody feel irate when they listen to irate. Everybody love irate.
Welcome to Music News. It's Thursday, February 22, 2018. Music News is brought to you by Burger King. At Burger King, taste rules your way. Okay, here we go. Jamaican international artist Sean Kingston's legal problems are far from over. According to TMZ, a judge has ordered the Jamaican pop singer to pay a New York City jeweler named Aquamasters $301,000 after he was sued over 9 pieces of jewelry he never paid for. The items include 2 diamond necklaces, 4 gold chains, 2 watches, and a ring. Sources say Sean Kingston was allegedly flaunting the jewelry on Instagram. However, the pop star is unable to pay the bill for the blings. In 2015, he was also ordered to pay another jeweler over $50,000 for a chain and a watch he owed money for. Aquamaster sued the beautiful girl singer back in 2016. He never responded to the lawsuit, so the judge issued a default judgment. According to Aqua, Sean Kingston allegedly made an half-hearted attempt to pay, sending 2 checks, but they all later bounced.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Entertainer Munga Honorable had his bail extended when he appeared in the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court in Halfway Tree yesterday. The entertainer, whose given name is Damian Roden, is charged in connection with the murder of Cleveland Smith last year. Smith was shot and killed at a dance in the community of Akiwalk in St. Andrew. Yesterday, when the matter was called up in the Gun Court Division, Munga's bail was extended for him to return to court on April 18, 2018. He is being represented by attorney at law Christopher Townsend. The Bad From a Bond DJ got his break in 2005 when he teamed up with producer Don Corleone. Among the tracks are Flipping Rhymes, Inna My Arms, and Bad From a Barn. Sing J. Jamil just recently wrapped up his 14-city U.S. tour and has arrived in the motherland for a show in Gambia. With only 3 years since his breakout single, Gain the World, Jamil has been able to carve a path for himself, which has him as one of the most sought-after artists out of Jamaica. After 3 weeks in the U.S. on the Strongest Soldier tour, Jamil made stops in cities such as Kansas, Minnesota, San Diego, Oakland, Los Angeles, and Arizona. There is no doubt he has gained a new fan base across these states. The Sing J is also completing his debut album, but has not announced any release date so far. Hey party fans, draw close or turn your radios up for the 411 on what's popping for this weekend. All roads lead to Club Fever at Margaritaville this Friday, February 23. The event will feature live performances by iOctane, Tommy Lee Sparta, Exclusive, while musical juggling will be provided by DJ Flames, DJ Cass, DJ Ashile, ZJ Liquid, and DJ Sunshine. Admission to Club Fever is $1,500. Ladies $1,000 before midnight, VIP $2,000. While on Saturday, February 24, it's all about the original Rub-a-Dub Dancehall at the Big Bamboo Sports Bar and Grill in St. Thomas. The event will feature live performances by Capleton, Josie Whale, Peter Metro, General Trees, Little Briggy, Andrew Tosh, Philip Fraser, Chronicle, Tristan Palmer, Michael Levy, Ivad, and a host of others. Admission to Rub-a-Dub Dancehall is $1,000. On the international scene, Kodak Black and his attorneys scored a small victory in his latest legal war. He got 3 criminal charges dropped. According to TMZ, the state of Florida dismissed 1 charge each for possession of weapon or ammunition by delinquent, grand theft of a firearm, and child neglect, according to Kodak's attorney, Bradford Cohen. The charges all stem from the January raid at the rapper's Florida home. You'll recall police were alerted after he posted an IG live video showing several men with guns and drugs. Kodak's young son also walked into the room. Police say they found 94.9 grams of marijuana. Kodak still facing other charges, including marijuana possession and possession of ammunition. He's still in jail for a probation violation. Celebs celebrating their birthdays today. DJ Roundhead, entertainer Iceman, and singer Bobby Hendricks. On this day in music, the year was 1997. No Doubt went to #1 on the UK singles chart with Don't Speak, the 3rd single from the band's 2nd album, Tragic Kingdom. This day in music, the year was 2001. Shaggy's album Hot Shot was certified multi-platinum by the Recording Industry Association of America. Also in this day in music, the year was 2016. Adele won 4 prizes, including Best British Female Solo Artist and Best Album of the Year by Brit Awards. That's the full 100 in music news for today, Thursday, February 22.
Yes, we are live here at Port Maria. This is the Jamaica Moves. As I repeat, I want to just tell you that the Northeast Regional Health Center Authority, Jamaica Moves activities, including aerobic sessions, body sculpting, food preparation, demonstration, question and answer, booth displays from key agencies, presentations from various agencies, fitness competition, which I will leave that go on for the stage, on-spot jingle competition, local dance group dynamic squad, medical screening, HIV testing, nutrition counseling, mental health, art tests, on-stage entertainment. I think the ding dong proposed today, yes. Health message from the Minister of Health. Video promotion and the benefits of exercise. Health services, these include blood pressure screening, blood sugar screening, cholesterol, hemoglobin, HbA1c. What is HbA1c? Tony? What is HbA1c? Yeah, well, that sound like an address. We don't know what. Can somebody, nobody on there can tell me what is that? All of these things will be offered here in a mobile unit, right here in Port Maria. And the Anglican Church is just right over there. So I want to find out what HbA1c. So like a car have to move. Like a car have to move. Alright, we are going there, so now. Tell me now. What's going on here? But no, we are going there, so. This is Anil in the studio. Stephen Razor outside broadcast coming from Port Maria, Jamaica. Move. What a shame. Mother have arthritis and all this stuff. Terrible thing. So we want to remind you that the hour between 4 and 5 is brought to you by Guinness made of more. Guinness made of more. We have a lady here beside me here that go have to tell me now. Oh, she named Tamara Henry, Dr. Tamara Henry, Medical Officer of Health, St. Mary Health Services. Alright, before I talk to you, Miss Henry, I want you to tell me what HbA1c mean.
1C is a glycosylated hemoglobin product.
Come again. We get there, remember, say, me kind of know up there, right? So you have to tell me, what is what? I don't want to cuss nobody, tell me.
It is glycosylated hemoglobin. It's
glycosylated. What is that?
Hemoglobin. That's hemoglobin. That's the sugar is attached to the blood cells, and it shows you how your blood sugar is managed over a period of months. It shows you how well your blood sugar has been managed over a period of months. So unlike when you go to the doctor and they do a finger prick and you can see what's happening right then and there, and sometimes they get a false sense that, oh, it's been monitored well or it's not doing well. This one tells you how well you've been doing for over a period of months. So even if you cheat when you go to the doctor, you cheat.
What kind of how the machines stay when them use under that? Tell me.
Well, we normally do it in the lab. We draw the blood, and it's a big enough machine, but they have simple versions of it, and some of those are coming on stream soon for the public health services. So it's just like for some of them you have a finger prick, and it's a cassette that they use to do it. Right now, though, we don't have any of those versions, so we have to go to the lab proper to do those tests.
All right, where you operate from?
Well, I am in Port Mary at the health department. So
all right, is there, you know, the trust about sugar and diabetes and all that thing? You find that in this part of Jamaica, the increase of diabetes amongst young people is more prevalent now than when you just started?
Well, yes, because our lifestyle has changed so much, because you know that diabetes, for the most part, is a lifestyle disease, and that is why we're here today at Jamaica Mood. Is a lifestyle disease, and the fact that our people are becoming more inactive, you know, eating more fast food, more sugar beverages, they have increased likelihood that they're going to be diabetic over time.
And we stand by now and see the ass gone through the gate, and then we are trying to close the gate. You know what I mean? Like these things, there were signs of it before, and because now I don't know what is this sudden trust for it. I mean, it is good still, you know, but these things happen over a period of time. So what we are saying is that like maybe a 10-year development that was happening 10 years ago into young people, from them are like maybe 7-year-old, 8-year-old, and now them have 20 and 15, and it get difficult to stop it now. But how we going to work that?
Well, the thing about these lifestyle diseases, you know, is that if it is that you modify your lifestyle, if it is that you modify or you eat, you start being more physically active, the risk that you're going to develop diabetes decreases. And even if you do have diabetes, your control improves. So there's still scope for improving your health. There's still scope for not becoming diabetic if you start to monitor what you put in, and also ensuring that what you put in is less than what you put out. So you need to be exercising, being active, you know, walking around. For years now, you know, persons have been sitting in front of the television sets. Nobody's on the road running anymore. Nobody's playing baseball anymore, you know?
I guess them afraid of gunman. Run up and look at road again. Maybe them should have run around them yard, and then you have no yard again. That no. All right, let me ask you something. The prevalence of sick people now. Oh, welcome to this now. Alright, I don't know if you can answer that question in a 1 minute, you know. So we want you to stand by for the 5 o'clock top draw dollars, pick 2, pick 3, pick 4, cashback drive time. Up next, you understand? So we can play this and see what will happen. Meanwhile, we wait for the cashback. Okay, so we have been talking to Dr. Tamara Henry, Medical Officer of Health, St. Mary Health Services. You know, what is it, as a doctor here, what is it the main problem that you find amongst the masses of the people as it comes on to sickness? What is the sickness that is prevalent?
Alright. When it comes on to the population in general, you know, it's ironic, but we face mainly diabetes and hypertension. That's a bulk of what we see in our population. Diabetes and hypertension and other cardiovascular disorders, but that's a bulk of what we see. Contrary to popular opinion, we still, you know, spend a lot on trying to treat these conditions. And that is why I say again, I always take it back to your lifestyle. That's why we're here today. Yeah. Because that's the only way we're going to put a dent in the epidemic of chronic diseases that we have on our island.
So which one is more easily control? The hypertension or the diabetes? Which one is
Well, you put me in a tough spot. To say easier control, it's difficult to put on, to say one is more easier control than the other, because both of them have to do with one. If you go to the doctor and they prescribe something, be compliant. Your diet is important and exercise is important. The fact is that if you have both conditions and if you're compliant as you should with regards to your medication, your diet, your physical activity, both of them go under control. So I can't say one is more easily controlled than the other. I say any one of them can be controlled if you're compliant and you do what you're supposed to be doing.
Because I find hypertension is a serious problem because the society gets so stressed now and people get so traumatized now with certain things, even the news. That is a easy thing to just jolt up the pressure because you hear me?
I'm hearing you now.
Yeah,
I'm hearing you.
Oh yeah, I was saying that with the stress and the traumatic experiences that Jamaicans face now, it's easy to sit up in your house and even though you take your medication,
the hypertension still goes up. But you have to remember too, with diabetes, stress hormones also cause it to go out of whack. The corticosteroids, once that pathway is triggered when you're stressed, your blood sugars also go out of whack. So if you're sick, your blood sugars are more. If you get another illness, not sick, if you get another illness like you get an infection or you start to become very, very stressed or you have surgery, your blood sugar gets more difficult to control. So even diabetes is impacted by stress, not just the high blood pressure, but diabetes itself.
And they tell you that diabetes, they tell you that they tell you that when you have a cut, it's harder to get better when you have diabetes.
That is true, especially
anywhere by your eyes, just your foot. Because most people
no, anywhere you get a cut if your blood sugar is not controlled. If you have diabetes and your blood sugar is controlled and your fighter cells, your white blood cells, because the thing is that with high blood pressure, your fighter cells are impaired. So if your blood sugar is controlled and your fighter cells are, up to scratch, they're soldiering on, that wound will heal, just like another person. But if your blood sugar is not well controlled, that's when the problem comes in.
Is it true that most people get stroke when they're sleeping in the night? Is this true?
Okay. We find that persons that have stroke coming in the night, but they come in the day as well. So that would have to be another thing.
I know that.
That's not something that I have looked into. But, if at all I get a chance to get on your program again and I've looked into it, then I could answer that. But I don't want to give you a false answer.
I was reading somewhere where them say that from a competent doctor told that most people who get stroke, it apparently happens when they're sleeping.
Right, but you see, that's maybe the persons that he has seen. But remember, we have a big population, so we can't use, one stone to say that whitewash everybody. I hope not. I hope not. But as I said, there would have to be some more studies. I would have to see studies to support that, because anybody can say something. But if it is that it's generalizable, not sure. I understand. Oh, good. That's why I'm saying I couldn't give you an answer. I don't want to give you a false response. And I'm not sure about. But since 2010, for the past 8 years.
Then they do doctor thing for primary school.
No, it's not. I didn't go to primary school. Not primary school at all.
You come from St. Mary?
Yes, I'm from St. Mary. I'm from Port Maria.
So where is your office?
I am at the health department. Right at the compound where the hospital is, at the health department, St. Mary Health Department. That's where my office is.
And you have days when you take in people just to test, just like how them have it here now, where them testing for diabetes and hypertension.
We screen.
You have days what you have that people don't say when you come on Wednesday, when you come on Thursday, this is what going to happen at your office.
Well, in general, normally when you come to the facilities, one of the things that we do, we call them vital signs. So once you come to see the doctor, your blood pressure is going to be checked. Once you come at all to see the doctor, your blood sugar should be checked as well. So those are things that we do by routine. So that's one way too that we pick up persons who have abnormalities in their blood glucose levels. So it's routinely done.
Tell the people them, you know they have this the machine that tell you that the top one, the bottom one, what is the safe? When your blood pressure is alright, what is it that the measure supposed to be to those people who's listening?
For those persons who are listening, remember that for a normal blood pressure reading, it depends on if you have another chronic illness on board. So persons with diabetes, sometimes we aim for like 140/80, but for persons who are not diabetic, don't have any.
140/80?
Yes.
You mean 140/80 or 80/140?
No, 140/80. Sometimes we aim for that, but we also want it to get. We don't want to push them too much because sometimes with
diabetes, you also have cholesterol impairment. And sometimes your vessels are not as open as you'd want. If the blood pressure falls too low, they could have a challenge with that. But for persons who don't have any other chronic illnesses, we want to aim, no chronic illnesses. Not even blood pressure. You're talking about a normal for a person's blood pressure.
All right. Take me from what is your blood pressure supposed to be measured?
For a normal person. All right. By the JNC classification, your blood sugar is supposed to be less than 120/80. Usually, persons used to say once your blood pressure is 120/80, you're good, but that's not true. They want it to be less than 120/80. The lower, the better. As long as you're not dizzy or being symptomatic, lower the blood pressure, the better it is for you.
Alright, so what is it that now moderately going over the other side? What is the measure?
Once you're at like 140 for a general population, you reach up to even 130s. 139 going to 140 and so on. You're going up. Over 90, you're going up. That's abnormal.
When me see that, me start getting nervous.
Well, you mustn't see it at all.
Yeah, that me say.
You mustn't see it at all. You should be less than 120/80. Everybody. The general population. Once you don't have any other comorbidities and they don't pose a challenge.
You have 120/80.
I bet you that is true. That's why they need to get up and come out to Jamaica Moves, and wherever they hear about it, they need to go and support and get into the habit of being active. Even if you don't want to go outside because you're afraid of people shooting, you're afraid of being harmed. Walk in your home, walk for 5 minutes from the door to the bed, for 5 minutes. Just those little things make a difference. Replace.
When last you measure your weight?
I haven't measured it in a while. You're trying to set me up. You're trying to set me up. But I also say if it is that you even replace one of your sugary drinks with water, that's even better for you. That's even better for you.
What is the I know when you say like the danger zone now? Like if somebody else is doing and them have the machine and them have pressure, what is the danger zone?
Well, I'm telling you, if you're not hypertensive and you see a blood pressure of 140/90, be alarmed, because that is not good. Because the thing is, there's no limit of blood pressure that we're going to say, if you have this blood pressure, you must get a stroke. Because some persons get stroke with a blood pressure that's not out of the water. So a person with even 140/90 can have a stroke. Remember that hypertension is a silent killer, so you don't want to wait and watch.
That comes because of other complications.
Sometimes it comes because of other complications. But remember that because it's a lifestyle disease, when you get one, you get another one. Persons who are hypertensive, over time, likely they're going to become diabetic and have high cholesterol, because all of them, they move hand in hand. They're brothers and sisters. They walk in a park.
You see,
they walk in a park.
You want to separate the family.
You want to separate it. You want to do as much as you can to keep yourself healthy.
Okay. Give thanks.
Yes, God is good.
I really, if I see, I'm going to drive over from here.
All right, you can do that. No problem, Musa.
I don't know why as I come here I feel like I'm all of the disease them that them talk about.
It's because, don't let me try to load you up in Mr. Musa. Don't let me load you up. So make sure you're exercising and you're eating properly.
Well, I don't know about the exercise. Well, I go walk first and go back on my car, so...
No, that's not good enough. That's not good enough. Even 5 minutes. Even in the office, walk around the chair. Walk to the bathroom, get up and walk for 5 minutes.
You walk more
than half an hour a day. Alright, that is good. Make it a part of your routine, not just when you have to, but put it in your routine.
When we go up outside and you'll have chop block and bush and all them.
Well, that is good to know. Good to know that you're still active. Good to know.
I don't know if I'm active enough now. Sometimes I feel guilty.
Well, if you feel guilty, maybe it's something you need to do about it. At least, for every adult, we should be getting at least 30 minutes of physical activity a day. Every day.
More than half hour over 60. Over 60 now.
Not necessarily. You don't necessarily need more than half an hour. Half an hour every day is a good start. You don't want to start and kill off yourself. You need to know what your limit is. You know?
Some people exercise, when I run up another place and they little more them knee and hurt them.
You have to be careful. You have to be very, very careful. That is why in the Northeast we have a program. Once it is that we want to start persons on physical activity programs, they are assessed not only by the doctors, the nutritionists are there as well, but also our physiotherapists are a big part of it to see how fit this person is and what they can tolerate. So that's a big part of being fit. Knowing your limit, don't put yourself, everybody is not Usain Bolt. You understand? So we have to take it based on what our bodies can tolerate.
I almost remember that Usain Bolt young too.
And him young too? Yes.
So this is, thank you again.
Thank you so much for having me. I run them around me, you know.
No, they must stop me.
Are you them on me? I'm glad.
They must stop me, them not run you. They must stop me.
They must stop you. Oh, I saw it go.
Dr. Tamar Henry, medical officer of St. Mary Health Services. Yes. And you know why follow you go down to the place to go take your blood pressure.
All right, let's do that. All right, God bless.
All right, so yes, stepping razor. You know, every time we start that tune, we have to play about the tune. We don't get the twist of the tune again because the advertisement them are full up the thing, you know, believe you. Yes, right here.
We are calling.
Live, Fort Maria. Jamaica moves. Right now on the stage is Holy Park. Movement of one. Really exercise. You know, see them dance, they don't need no more exercise than with them are, right? They might go sick. From exhaustion. Because you can't sick too. From exhaustion. We have beside here Takis Foka. Takis Foka, okay. And you are the director for the health promotion and education at the Ministry of Health.
That's correct.
The Ministry of Health here or the Ministry of Health?
The head office.
The head office.
Ministry of Health.
Okay, so you're the fire from your office?
Yes.
The fire from your office. All right. When you say health promotion, what you do? Is you promoting the item and tell the reason about the sugar thing? Is you responsible?
We're working along in collaboration with the Global Obesity Prevention Project. So we've been working along. So the overall Heart Foundation is the executor of that project, and so they have been funded through can't remember the name of the fund, but they get funded to do that. But they work along with us so that our messages are also going out.
So the initiative about the sugar thing is not coming directly from here, but it's a global.
Meaning, no. Well, we've been pushing this no sugar. Yeah. What we have got recently, some funding to do is to start getting some of the ads that we wanted to be pushed out.
Push it more, amplify.
Right, exactly. Because you know we also have like the National Food Task Industry Force that is also working on that area.
Yeah, I was telling the minister, I was interviewing the minister and I was telling him about that in my estimation, the biggest problem as it relates to sugar is not actually the sugar itself, but the starch food that Jamaican people love yam. When you have so much starch food that it becomes sugar in your body. What do you think about that? More white rice, more white flour, more white bread.
I leave that for the nutritionist, the bread dunk. I don't want to say anything that's wrong. So we just overall tell them to be watching their fat, the sugar, the salt, sort of thing. Trying to eat more vegetables and fruits, of course.
You know, you have salt that don't increase the blood pressure. You know that? Like the black salt and the Himalayan salt.
Okay, I don't know about them salt.
No, it's not a study, you know.
I've heard about
when you search for health, you have to find it, you know. Trust me, you know. All lemon for your food have a salty taste, you know. And them today, them promote, maybe them don't know still, but you see, if you cook, if you have like rice, I know Jamaica people can't have not without salt. Them can't have Rasta fruit and say it's too fresh
for them.
Alright. You say you put little lemon on it, squeeze little lemon on the rice, it tastes salty, you know. Because really, it's not like we look for the food taste, you know, we look for salt and sugar taste. And that's probably addiction. So when you're promoting these things now, what step you take? Because you must have a strategy. What is the strategy now for that you say now, if I do this, it's supposed to yield this result over a period of certain time?
All right, so that's a big question. They're trying to see which angle to tackle it from, because we have, as it relates certainly to lifestyles, we have an overall non-communicable diseases strategic plan, because when you're hearing us promoting the healthy eating and the physical activity and stuff, it is with an effort to reduce the non-communicable diseases. So we are seeking and we have targets in which to try and reduce these things. We have a Jamaica Healthy Lifestyle Survey The last one was done in 2007-2008, and we should be getting the findings of the newest one now. So when we look at that, we are able to say, boy, we're seeing an increase in the number of people that are active. We are even in terms of consumption of sugar, salt, fruits and vegetables, we are even able to look at that and say something is working, you know, or we still seeing a gap, so we have to target. If we're seeing it within children, we know we have to be focusing a lot more, which we are, like in the schools, because we also take a settings approach where we look at school, the workplace, community, understand? So we have to be doing multiple strategies.
So what is the project? What is the projection? Like 6 months, like so, you know, so have like 1 month and then them put it again to next month, 6 weeks.
No, well, behavior change itself.
Yeah, the time is 39 minutes past 5 o'clock. We're up on the wrap-up vibes and all. We want to give thanks to Tony and Lindo, Simone Brown, God Graham, Kenyatta Miller, still there, yes. Ted Roy Garden, and in studio DJ Neil Young, the telephone operator. Adina, and a German that, a German, who that? Petite, alright. Yellow petite, you know, alright. We give thanks for the lady who brought the fruits for me. I was out so long at so starving in front of Tony, and should have tell me say yes, go and starve, you know, business. We want to give thanks for all the people them that we interviewed. I don't remember them name, but we give thanks. But we want to tell you that the Northeast Regional Health Authority, the Jamaica move, is very interesting. Very interesting. Jamaica is battling an increase in incidence of chronic non-communicable diseases which are no longer age specific. In fact, in the 15 to 74 age cohorts, there is a 25% prevalence of obesity, 25% hypertension and 8% diabetes. And 12% of persons reporting having high cholesterol. This underscores the need to promote physical activity as one of the modifiable behaviors to reduce the prevalence of non-communicable diseases or help to control the illnesses in persons who have been diagnosed with these illnesses, reduce the occurrence of complications from these diseases, and lower the occurrence of premature death. The Jamaica Health and Lifestyle Survey 2008 revealed that since 2002 there has been a near 50% increase in persons who are inactive. This trend is cause for concern, as physical inactivity is recognized globally as the fourth leading risk factor of non-communicable diseases such as hypertension, heart disease, diabetes and some cancers. The survey found that almost half of 46% of the adult population were classified as having low physical activity or being inactive. In excess of 15%, in excess of 50% of individuals with chronic disease, except hypertension, were categorized as having a low physical activity level of inactivity. So it's very important that you everyone to come here. If it's even half hour, walk up and down in your toilet. If you have a walk-in closet, walk in and out of it. Take out your clothes and put it in back. Take out your clothes and put it in. Look if roach or rat in there. Be active. You hear that, Tony? Like what Tony and a light iron, you could have walk and buck up on something. Simone, Tony and a light iron, you could have walk up and buck up on something.
Yes, I think so.
So here we are saying now, we give thanks for the moment, give thanks to the time, give thanks to the energy. We gone home, you know. You could have deal with now, go back and watch you here. That way the way I go. Alright, we gone. Give thanks.